Hi guys, Ray here from City Fan TV. Yeah, what a performance! City have just beaten Chelsea by 3-1. I'll read your comments and I'll get cracking with my post-match opinion. Ivan says our best performance of the season. We are back on track. High all great results, but conceding goal really spot the party. Yeah, I'll talk about that first. That right at the end in the 92nd minute. I've got to be honest, poor defending from all of the City players. I don't think anybody can say it wasn't their fault. Stonesy let the guy go. The ball came in. Diaz maybe could have busted got a bit better to cut it off, and Zinchenko was not with his man. But let's be honest, at that point we weren't bothered. All the hard work had been done in that first half. 3-0 lead at half time. City weren't busting a gut, really, in my opinion, to score too many more. And we, as Ivan says, we switched off, give Chelsea chances to have a bit more possession, a bit more passing around. If we had to put our lives on it, Pep wouldn't have changed things around and would have worked harder to keep that clean sheet. But hey, it is what it is. We won the game. Good performance, great performance, really, and that's what matters. Let's go through some of your comments. Burton Road forever getting energy, movement. He had everything that game. Abhishek, this will be the match which changed our season. Well, look, let's be honest, Abhishek. You can argue the Spurs game was the game that changed our season, because after that, we've been pretty good at the back, pretty good everywhere. Prithvi, my CS points. What's CS? Correct score? I think I had City to win 1-0. I didn't see them, I thought we would struggle to concede, and it was a poor goal. But Faris absolutely gutted. Can you imagine? It cost me 4 points for John Stones, that clean sheet. I needed them. Clean sheet points. Okay. Mine as well. I lost on John Stones. But the thing is, I've had a bad weekend fantasy football wise. I forgot to change my players around, and I was going to captain Kane, and he got 12 points, so it's doubled up to 24. And I've got Salah as my captain. I'm actually hoping that he has a bad game and Liverpool lose to Southampton, and I get no points. But anyway, last minute was the worst Haj. Man of the match. Obviously, Gundogan had a great game. Gundogan had a great game, so there's no question about that. That was good. Stones, I think, until the last minute, Stones had a great game. Really impressed with him again. Stones, Gundogan, Foden played well. Second half, there wasn't that same energy. There wasn't that same dynamism, because we'd already won the game pretty much, and we were conserving our energy, especially towards the end. Conserving our energy, just taking it easy. Samana, I don't know what AC means, but AC. I think I might know what it means. Great 3 points to Stamford Bridge, chase Forest away from home. Now move on to we're just going to keep game after game. Gary Nalgate, Gundogan. Yeah, Gundogan was fabulous. Look, there's no question about it. He was fabulous, and he caught the eye. There's that great turn where he took two men out. Obviously, the goal, that back heel, that would have been a great goal if he'd scored, and pretty much controlling the game. Bernardo Silva, man of the match? Nah, not for me, Abhishek. Not for me. I don't think so. For me, anyway. I'm not going to say he had a bad game. He put a lot of energy in, some good passing, good control. If you focus on the first half, I think for me it was Gundogan. Selling played the right position. Omar Abdurrahman, yeah, but do you think he shone? Do you think he did really well? I'm not so sure. Hardy reckons it could have been 7-0. Could have been 6-0 at half time, mate. Absolute Prithvi, City first, Fantasy Premier League. I hope Salah gets sent off. I hope he does a 2-footer and gets sent off, and I have a double negative points for him sending off. I don't care. Everyone had a great game except for Rodri in the first half and Sterling in the second half. I thought Rodri was better in the second half, and Sterling. He missed his chances. The one he hit the post. He had a couple of other opportunities, and look, everybody does. But right now, focus is a bit on Sterling. Only 10 people on, guys. Hey, anybody on, please give us a thumbs up. You'd like to think you'd have 20 or 30, 40 people on by now. Stefan only got tested once last minute, but a guy 6 yards out running onto the ball, I don't think that's much of a test. We missed a lot of chances, but end of the day, it's a good performance, a good win. Rested players towards the end as well. So there's nothing you can. The only thing, as I said, you can complain about or be unhappy about is that last minute goal. Stones was brilliant, save Abhishek. Yeah, for me, people talk about Diaz this, Diaz that. It's Stones for me. He's got a level of control now, miles ahead of. Well, he's ahead of, maybe not miles, but he's ahead of Diaz for me. He's the level of control he's got. He knows when to pass. He knows when to take the ball through the attacking line, so break the line and get through into the other team's half, and then lay it off and leaving 2 players behind in his wake. Excellent from Stones. I hope conceding doesn't affect an effect on our defenders. I don't think it will. I think they'll be disappointed. Hopefully, they're a bit frustrated and angry with themselves. But it's just get them back on that horse, get it ready for the next game. Ese. Mara's man of the match, Faris, absolutely. How he handled Werner one occasion was brilliant, says Abhishek. Yeah, he was brilliant. Can't wait to play United, says Ivan. Gundogan, the man of the match for JRX, I think so. Great possession football after the first 50 minutes also, says Hembury Street Blue. Abhishek, laughing at Faris. Solid performance, especially, it's more than solid, Ekram. It was dazzling. After the first 10 or 15 minutes, we dazzled Chelsea. They could not cope. Yeah, they were like rabbits caught in the headlights. We shone in that first half. Second half, it was a matter of just controlling it, not letting them easily back into it. If you look at the stats, I'm sure the second half they'd have had a better percentage than they did in the first half. But let's be honest, we're never in that game. Still might not be clinical, but the positive this season is that his game is more than just goals, which is opposite from last season. I'm not so sure Faris. He's not got a lot. He's got 3 assists in the season, 18 games. I don't know how many he's played. Okay, but is it 3 assists? Get him, boys, says Akash. Akash, very happy. Chris, can you do player ratings? Player ratings are tomorrow, Chris. Otherwise, I've got night to talk about tomorrow. Player ratings are for tomorrow. I guess no one here is gutted. We could say, oh, man, we're gutted. I'm besides losing me 4 points on my fantasy league. I said at half time or before the game, you want teams to think we can't score against these. I said at half time. You want teams, you want to build up that aura. When we were on that in the excuse me, last season for Liverpool, I noticed in the Centurion season and in the formidable season, we were beating games, and it felt like teams would accepted that they were going to lose before they'd even walked on the pitch. And when Mourinho led Chelsea to the title, and what was it, 15 goals? I think it was Mourinho then. Teams never thought they'd score, and you want that. You want people to think, "Wow, we can't score against these." And maybe fluff the good chances that they do get. Oh, Faris, no. I've got to be honest, he made good link-ups with KDB. I always want more. You'll find out when I give you my player ratings. I want more from our team. Especially Sterling, because he's a better player. At 26 now, I think he should be miles better than what he is. Sterling was brilliant, but I can only criticise him not being clinical. Look, I think he played well, but I'm disappointed with some of his decision making. On the one where he hit the post, I think he made wrong decisions. If he wants to hit it with his right foot, he should have cut across Kante. If Kante touches him, it's a penalty, or if Kante gets sent off, basically. And I think he made the wrong decision. Another time when I was hoping he'd pass to KDB, not simply because KDB's in my fantasy football team, but I think he should have passed to him. He tries taking too many men on. Next 3 Premier League games: Brighton, Villa, Palace, all at home. You'd like to think you're winning them, but Villa not playing badly, and Palace, they have had our number over the last few seasons a couple of times. Absolutely, Faris. He needs to improve his finishing, but how long do you keep saying that? He's 26. He should now be top of his game. You should do player ratings also. No, that conceding so late, but I can't do Chris. I don't want to do Chris player ratings because it's something to think about. Watch the game again. Watch it on Match of the Day. Or watch it on City Player or whatever. There's bits and pieces you miss, and then because sometimes in the heat of it, you can give people. I might knock Sterling for missing a couple of chances, but then he did something else good, and you've got to give some credit. So you might forget about things. We probably still are the best defence in the league. I don't think anybody is as good as City. I don't think anybody's anywhere near as good as City. But we played 1 or 2 games less than other teams, so it's not obviously comparing like with like. We've let in 13 goals this season, comfortably, as I said. Spurs have let in 15. Aston Villa have let in 16. Southampton 19. Arsenal 19. And everybody else is 20 or more. So yeah, we got it's not just about the clean sheets. The best defensive record. Liverpool was only 3 or 4 better than us last season, but they were miles ahead of us because they lost towards the end. So it's it's something to think about, but it's not the be all and end all. It comes annoyed we didn't keep a clean sheet. Annoyed we lost a clean sheet, says JRX, but impressed with the first half, absolutely. Go to second against United, or continue the false nine. It worked last season against United in the Cup. I don't know, Faris. For me, sometimes the false nine is something you throw at a team. You throw at a team, and they're not expecting it. Now United will be expecting it. I mean, saw it last season, and they've seen us do it now. Could have been 6-0, but we allowed them in the second half. Yeah, we were too soft. That's why sometimes you think, put a couple of players on who want it a bit more. Yeah, players who want to make a difference, want to make something happen. Lampard, shocking, says Cruz Banter. He's struggling now. I feel like we're going to go on a run. I don't want to talk like that, Wes. I keep it calm. I don't know if I'm over-exaggerating about really being annoyed. No. Look, I want clean sheets. As I said, I want teams to fear us, thinking they can't score. First half offensively, masterclass. Second half, nearly defensively, masterclass. Absolutely gutted. Penny Noel, star manager, wishing us. Look, you got to give him a chance, I think. And try, because he's obviously he gets some credit in the bank because he was a Chelsea legend, as a player, and I think that counts for something. And I still think he's going to be a good manager, but obviously when. And annoyed me a bit suspect at left back. We need to get somebody solid there. Yeah, look, Zinchenko was slow on to Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi's a quick guy, but Diaz was slow coming back. Stones, I think there was, everybody had. That's why I want to watch that game again, watch things again to see whether I was right. Just that goal at the end made the scoreline better for them. Absolutely a crown. Sterling doesn't look confident in front of goal, says Aaron. Yeah, look, you've got to do better. I've always say you've got to do better in front of goal. Paul, City were brilliant. The only negative other than no clean sheet is we should have scored more goals. Should have never thrown away the chance to humiliate the big six, especially absolutely. That's what always annoys me when we played Arsenal. All those seasons we were brilliant. We would only score 3 goals, and then we just take our foot off the gas. I thought, Arsenal used to spank us, so why shouldn't we go around spanking teams when we got the chance? Ivan says, who cares about clean sheets? As Foden said, they were slowed down the last minutes to save legs. We were better than Chelsea. No. Yeah, I think you care. It's obviously it's not the be all and end all, but you want a clean sheet just to keep that momentum. Wasn't a fan of Rodri tonight either. Made a lot of mistakes there, and yeah, I've said it. He's not my man. Ekram foot off the gas late on understandable, conserve energy for the next following fixture and take the 3 points. Yeah, at the end of the day, if we had a bad performance and got the 3 points, we'd have been happy. One more game with Stefan to go. It might be more, Haj. You never know. Technically, it can easily be more, because if Edison in the 10 days of his self-isolation, if he's not showing any symptoms now, if he after a few days starts showing symptoms, self-isolation starts from when you show symptoms. So, you could have a maximum of 20 days. Great performances, Mark. Goal was a shame at the end. Everybody's focusing on that. To sell Monkjean. I'm sorry if I can't get that right. That's hard for me to say. Gundogan's composure in front of goal is underrated. His turn and shot was perfect after that goal. Oh, yeah, we were awesome after that goal. We just ripped them to shreds. Haaland wants the same team against United. Imagine Haaland and Messi in this team, with KDB behind them, especially now with our defence now tightened. That would be cheap good. Can you imagine? That would just be incredible. Messi instead of Bernardo Silva, would that have done it today for you? Gundogan man of the match is Ikram. Energy from us was brilliant, says Haj. Gundogan should never play DM. He doesn't really play the Wassa. I don't think he plays. I've always said he's a half and half kind of guy. Sometimes more attacking than defensive. An outstanding performance from 1 to 90. Pep School Fab Frank smashing out on a Wednesday. Oh, that'd be a great start to 2021 with a win over United. Faris says the only reason we let the gas is to save energy. Yeah, we'd won the game. You know, all the hard work. Then Walker and Gabby could be back for Wednesday. Haj, yeah, technically, but my same thing still applies. We don't know how much it's affected them. Some players are affected. Some people are affected more than others. It takes more time to come back. And also, as I said, we don't know if they have any symptoms that have developed after they had the positive test. So it might be extended. And then you think, are they fit? Can you just have 10 days off and come back fully fit? I don't know. Ikram says, as much as I wanted 16, I can understand why we slowed things down. I think it was the right thing to do. Absolutely. But that's what I said. You know, I would have probably brought, players on who wouldn't want to slow things down. You know, like Fernandinho, if he's not going to play against United, well, he's going to give everything. He's not going to be there to conserve energy. And maybe I'd have brought Sergio on a bit earlier, but since he's our only striker, I understand why he's only getting a few minutes. No point scoring 6 or 7 when you end up with only 3 points. Do it for the fans. Do it for the fans. Stefan will probably be against United. Yeah, I'm expecting Stefan to play against United. And Birmingham, I think the Birmingham is more 50-50 because Edison should be available. Once again, it just depends whether he's fit. So Edison should be available for the Birmingham game. And it might just be playing that game just to get him ready for the league games after that. Would have got more goal. Abhishek. We missed so many good opportunities. KDB, Sterling. I think there was probably 3 or 4. When we watch it again, we think we should have scored there. Hatches, I don't mind 7 playing against Birmingham. So Edison has like 7 and 8 days to get back. I agree. That's one way to do it. Surprised Mendy was even on the bench after his. I'm surprised as well, Ivan. Especially if he's still up to 6 o'clock in the morning, and then after doing what he's allegedly supposed to have done. Ronaldo took 14-70 days to get a negative test. There you go, Hatch. It can take time. The older you get, maybe it's harder to get rid of. Pep sending Mendy to warm up, even though he isn't coming on as a punishment. I didn't see that. Aguero looks out of shape, just walking around. The striker position still an issue unless Gabby starts scoring to his DC fan. Yeah, look, I've said it. I'm not sure Aguero will ever get back to where we think we remember him because he's 32 years old. And I've noticed his decline in the last couple of seasons. I've seen it myself with my own eyes at games where he is just walking around. He isn't busting a gut, he isn't chasing down as much. And he's still got that initial burst of pace, that energy, that acceleration. But it doesn't last as long as it used to. We used to think if he gets past somebody, like Raheem with Kante was never catching him. And it used to be Aguero, if he got past somebody blistering pace, people wouldn't catch him. Now they can. Faris. Every goal you can see the team's reaction. It shows that they're still hungry and determined to succeed. Shows that saying that the players are hungry and the new vice manager is... Well, I think you got some of that players' pride as well. Players' pride is there. Liverpool beware. Peppers is Mojo wins 2 games in hand. Title race back on. Absolutely, 2 games in hand. Gerrard, all I want to be is in and around it, playing good football. Kyle Cancelo. The first 15 minutes we're looking dodgy, but then the boy stepped up. Absolutely. Kane rumours. Kane rumours just made up. Gerrard. For many reasons. Kane's Spurs fan, and he's not left before, and I think he's going to stick around. I think he's going to stick around with Jose, especially if they finish top 4 and they look like they're progressing, which they have done for most of the season. He's playing great with Son. Why would you give that up? He might do it in a year or two. You look at Van Persie getting a title, all those years at Arsenal winning nothing, then getting a title at United. So he might do it, but right now I don't think so. And the money, it would be insane. Levy's not going to let him go. He's going to put a silly price on his head. And then the only way Kane goes is if he goes on strike. That's not going to happen either. So I just don't see it happening. Man City, Paul, absolutely buzzing, no complaints. Yeah, it was a good game. Good game from City. First half, fantastic performance. JRX from me, Son over Kane, but I know neither happening. Absolutely JRX. Son I would have taken a couple of years ago. He's been awesome. And if we can get Dini from Everton this winter, we could truly challenge for all competitions. I don't think that's going to happen either. Dini's only just come back, hasn't it, from injury. I don't think he wouldn't be cheap. I just think it's a risk. I just can't see us doing it in January. And I don't think he's the most important position we need. If we could get one player in January, for me, it's a striker. False nine is great and everything else, but sometimes I want a striker who puts the ball in the net. Here comes a bigger Maradona, gaining one, agrees that he prefers Son to Kane. Kane or Haaland? Paul, someone asked me that a couple of days ago. Look, Kane's 27, maybe 28 next season. But you'd think Kane could be good for you for 4, maybe even 5 seasons. He knows the Premier League. He's done it year in, year out in the Premier League. You'd think he could automatically just move and do it for City. Haaland, you could argue, is a generational talent, and he'll do it wherever he goes. But obviously, it's a step up. But he's been doing it in the Champions League. He's doing it in the Bundesliga, decent league, obviously. So it's tough. It's tough. If you're looking at short term, I'd go with Kane. If you look obviously at long term, you go with Haaland. Gundogan is top form, says Dre. Chelsea spent 200 million, says Man City, Portmore, on a group of German farmers and got school. I tell you what, I really do like Kai Havertz. I really did like it. But then most of what I saw of Kai Havertz was highlights reels. When I watched him actually play a game in the Bundesliga, it wasn't as good as his highlights reel. Another thing says Faris is that when we don't have the ball and lose possession, we have the capability to defend. We couldn't do that last season, absolutely. Kyle says De Bruyne stepped up today. He wasn't having the Bruno chat from everyone. Hopefully he shows what he's worth against United. Absolutely. Stones and Diaz says Ikram, just loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. KDB grew into the game. I realised when pressure is off, KDB steps up and Rodri actually stops getting caught on the ball. Got caught a couple of times today. Real reasons. You know who else is a generational talent? Kai Havertz. Look at that. As Kai Havertz is 21. Give him time. Look, he's had COVID in November. Give him time. I've liked what I've seen in the highlights reels. I need to see more consistently in games. Dove says I knew City would win any easy. Ray, poor Chelsea side. Yeah, I won't say they're poor, but the thing is as well, when you've got good players, and they have got good players, then they can make things happen and you can win games. Man City, Portmore is full of praise for Bernardo Silva, saying he was amazing today, very confident, technical, and full of energy. DC fan rumour has Inter is facing financial issues. This could make Lautaro Martinez very on cheap. If you've been watching this channel, I said that in the summer. I said in the summer, many teams are struggling financially. Put a bid in of 50 million. They might not like it, but they might take it because it's good money. They want 80, but you put 50 in. Inter wanted to buy Tonali, okay? I think it was Tonali they were trying to buy, and they couldn't afford him. So he was all set to go to Inter, and they couldn't stump up the money. AC Milan came along. He's an AC Milan fan, I think, and snapped him up, okay? But Inter were in pole position, but they couldn't put the money up. So that's why I said, go out there and say to teams, we'll offer X. Yes, it's lower than what you want. Take it or leave it. And when we talked in the summer about the potential Newcastle takeover, I said they could do really well with £200 or £300 million spending on players simply because people want the money. Clubs are not getting money off through the gate. That's hurting everybody. The next TV deal probably will be less. The Spanish TV deal I expect to be less. We've lost the money. The Premier League has lost the money that they were getting from China now. That's a big issue. That was a £500 million deal. over 3 years. So that's been cancelled. So teams are not getting as much money, and as I said, they're not getting gate receipts. Now, if you're someone like City, you get 55 million quid through the gate. Other teams might be getting, let's say Inter expect to get 30 million a season, 35 million a season on the gate, and they lost a bit of money from TV and other bits and pieces. They might be 50 million out of pocket, and we come along, offer the right money. There's players out there. There's Memphis Depay, 6 months left on his contract. David Alaba, 6 months left on his contract. There's players out there that you can buy on the cheap, and if they don't work out, sell them in the summer. Paul says, still we need long-term Haaland. Yeah. But if it's Pep, who would Pep go for? Pep's short-term. Pep's thinking right here, right now. If he thinks Haaland's going to hit the ground running, then he'll get Haaland. Otherwise, Harry Kane's a great shot, but it ain't happening. 12 games without a goal for winner. Wow, that's a long, long run. That's Gabby Jesus-esque. Chelsea saw Arsenal challenging for relegation, said, Chelsea save. You're just guessing with us gaining one. Kyle Cancelo, do you think Gundogan is better than Pogba? Not just because of his performance. He's more consistent. He's certainly more consistent than Pogba, and Gundogan will give it everything, unlike Pogba. Guys, if you're new to the channel, it'd be fantastic if you could subscribe. Help us to get meet our targets, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the season. Ikram Silva was much more lively today. I totally agree with that. Who would you bench from this lineup? Depends who's on my bench. If I've got Messi on my bench, then might be Bernardo Silva. Foden had a great first half. Sterling did all right. KDB did well. Rodri, I want to bench Rodri and Bernardo. Phil should start every game, says Man City Palmer. DZ fans asking who I'd want. Martinez. I think Martinez is number 3. Lautaro Martinez. I mean, in the summer, I was talking about trying to get Lautaro Martinez in the summer. But for me, he's not a patch on Kane and Haaland. Cancelo was excellent against his Drake. KDB, I think, should have given him an assist. Selmoon says, I hope Havertz becomes a Chelsea reject so that he comes to City. History can repeat. He's just like KDB. Pogba has a great talent, says Ikram, but like Jimmy Carragher once said, great talent doesn't automatically mean a great player. Dre says, although also thought we were a bit unlucky at the start with Stefanera and Rodri's near pen paw defending on a whole. Yeah, look. But this is like that Centurion season as well. You might start with the poor 10 minutes and then bang, suddenly out of nowhere, we're all over the other team and we just smash them to pieces. We just have to watch out Pogba and Bruno diving hard. Look, they'll get a penalty, you know it. Dre says, Kane and Haaland tie for me. Kane experience, but Haaland has sell-on value. I never worry about sell-on value. Honestly, I don't understand why fans worry about sell-on value, especially at a team like City. We don't need to worry about sell-on value. Hart says, David Alaba is the man. Absolutely. Absolutely. I want him. I want David Alaba. Powell Setela, best Desi footballer? No idea, man. Hamza Chowdhury, how about that? Check him out. Well, he's not actually. He's dropping down. He's dropping down. I think he's going to be sold by Leicester. We'll win the Premier League, so come on, says Ivan. MUFC, we want our trophy back. City have a massive advantage over everyone. They were the only team used to playing in front of no fans weekly. Well, that joke is weak, mate. Come on. That is really, really poor. That is really poor, man. Come on, MUFC. That is really... Is that the best you've got? Is that the best you've got, mate? SDM, man. SDM. I'm still Ikram. Poor attempt at running. Europa League. Where's that? I hope that the port gets some, says DC fan. Kevin De Bruyne. Yeah, well, that's it, Fammy. It's a shot off target, Faris. Doesn't even spell right. More shots off target, moving like Werner. What did you make of Rodri today? Rubbish. Rubbish. Oh dear, man, what a poor. Yeah, you remember that when they said we're joint top, joint top, you know. If only there was a way. If only there was a way to separate teams that were joint top, you know, because back in 2012, then we would have won the trophy, the title ourselves. We wouldn't have had to share it with United. I'm still gutted, as all City fans are. I'm totally gutted that we had to share that 2012 Premier League with United because they finished joint top. 3 shots off target already. Poor performance is Ikram. Look, we move up to 5th, game in hand. But like I said, game in hand means now. You got to win those games in hand. So, you know, as above Leicester. Don't Villa, you know, don't do them a disservice. They're now 3 points behind us on the same number of games. We've got them coming up on the 20th. So we've got some tough games, some easy games, but all at home. You'd like to think with our fans behind us, we're going to do really well. Man United fans, being level on points is better than being first 6-1. Alexandra still remember, absolutely, mate. Goal difference is a real thing. Absolutely, Dre. Absolutely. Ikram says, I couldn't care less what the table says now. It's only matters after 38 games. Some fans give all the talk that the team is near the top after 17 games. It's important, Ikram. It's important because once someone gets miles ahead, like Liverpool did and City did 3 seasons ago, you get that aura and get that confidence, and then other teams don't bust a gut to try and catch you. Then they focus on other targets. You know, in that Centurion season, here's the thing. In that Centurion season, would Liverpool have got to the Champions League final if they were closer to City in the league? Who knows? Because the following season they were closer and they won the Champions League. So what do I know? We need to keep those goals coming in. DC fan can challenge Zinchenko are careless with the ball, overlook the easy pass and then not lose the ball and put the team in a tight spot. I think Cancelo's meant to be a little bit more like that because he's playing more in midfield as well. Zinchenko give the ball away early. That was really poor. Not early, but once poorly he give it away. That was really. Apparently, Pep was shouting, and he's really unhappy. And apparently, Pep was extremely angry that they scored. Michael Feeney, nice to have you on, buddy. I still think City will be very careful with big money signings with FFP. No. And everything I know, we won and all that, but we're going through. No. City are all right. When I've looked at the numbers, City have been all right with FFP. Okay? You've got to remember, yes, it hurt us to lose 55 million. That's what we're going to lose this season from not having any fans at the ground. But if we're getting the full TV deal, okay, that's going to make a difference. And the 55 million is actually made up by the Puma sponsorship and other sponsorships. We are getting other little sponsorships as well. So that's making up some of the deficit. Obviously, it's not giving you free rein to go and splash as much as you would have liked. But big money signings, they're not an issue. It's just that they want to work with the budgets. Budget's a little bit tighter, but we've still got the money to spend, mate. Would have started Kundo despite the results yesterday. That goal was on Stefan for me. It looked indecisive. I don't know. I need to watch it again, Game 1. I need to watch it again. Right, I'm going to call it an early night, guys. It's only 7 o'clock for you, but it's 8 o'clock for me. I thought the energy and pressing seen in the recent years successfully was on display today. That's a big difference. But Chelsea were open as well. As well as we played, I think Chelsea were too open in that first half. Once we were getting some steam together, they were too open, and we ripped them to pieces. Right, guys, great day, as Ikram says, and I think that's the way to finish. My kids have been out, so they're coming back now. I'm going to go and spend the evening with them. Might even watch a film. I've got some work to do on my classes. Do an hour's work or so. I'll do that and get ready. When's the next game? Playing United, so I'm going to have to get ready for another preview against United. I have to arrange that. I'll be due tonight. It was 6 weeks away. Then on Stefan, anything after this. It's difficult. It's difficult, Faris. Depends. I haven't seen it again. Depends on whether there's curl on the ball, and whether he thought the defender could get there. It could have been indecisive. But if it's a good ball, then it's a good ball. Great win to Salmon. Up we go. Yeah, up into 5th. And yeah, if you guys are watching Match of the Day, it'll be a nice watch tonight, guys. Thank you so much for coming on, guys. As I said, if you're new to the channel, would be fantastic if you could subscribe. And we'll catch you tomorrow. We'll do the player ratings tomorrow. I suspect on Tuesday you'll get the Pets press conference. So I'm hoping I'll have to find someone to do a preview with tomorrow and get that out on Tuesday as well. Guys, look after yourselves. Have a very good evening and the weekend, guys.